everyone, and welcome back to our channel here at Studio D. If you don't know me already, my name is Kate. I'm the clinic director at Studio D. If you don't know me already, that probably means that you guys haven't caught our videos so far and therefore are behind on our discussion. So we've covered a lot of really important stuff and really interesting stuff so far in our videos. So if you haven't seen these, please go back and check out the other videos. You can follow this link above that will take you back to the beginning of the discussion so that you can follow along with us throughout this process. Guys, it's Friday today. Thank goodness. I don't know if you guys are as excited as I am for it to be Friday. We have so many incredible things going on at Studio D right now. It's been a hell of a week. I feel like we fit 4 weeks into this week. So if I derail it all during this video, I apologize. But we're going to go over some really cool stuff today. And we actually have so much stuff coming down the rails for you guys that I'm so excited. So today we are talking about curated content. And so Danica started us on Wednesday talking about this. And she really took this from her medical anthropological lens, which is so over my head, but so interesting. I loved watching her video on Wednesday. She really touched on some really important things and really got into really her rabbit hole. So she did really good. She didn't talk to you guys for like 3 or 4 hours about it, but this is really stuff that lights her fire, that we are implementing at Studio D and making sure that we're holding space for as we do our best to create curated everything, really. So we're going to get a bit into that today. I'm going to talk about this from more of a clinical practitioner point of view. And I'm actually going to talk a little bit about why you don't see this. I know in some of my other videos, I talked to you guys about how I find this topic a little hard to talk about because it's just so common sense to me that everything, every aspect of healthcare and every aspect of what I'm doing with my patients should be curated in all aspects. And so, I've had to think about what are the things that maybe aren't so obvious. And so one of the things I want to bring up today is maybe some reasons why people don't do curated content and why we don't see curated content being widely spread. And not just content. I'll get pulled into talking about content and programming and exercise because it's an easy example. But curated content goes into everything. It's, how you access your practitioners, your healthcare. It's how it's delivered. It's how it fits into your life, all aspects. We're actually going to dig into that next month. I'll allude to that a little bit, but we're going to get into all the nitty gritty. But today I just want to kind of stay on par and talk about why we actually don't see this and why people aren't doing it, even though it might make the most sense from a practitioner's lens. So the first thing is it's really hard, guys. It's hard from a practitioner standpoint. It's hard on the clinic. It's just hard. It's, it's that idea that it's not the quick fix. Quick fix is easy. The long-term investment, that's the hard stuff. And so for a practitioner, it takes a lot more time and effort, and it takes more of that capacity to look at the big picture, do the full analysis, do the full assessment, look at the big picture, not just the little sliver that might be the big glaring thing that's looking at you in the face. And then from a clinic point of view, we've talked a lot about how we believe that curated content can't happen without kind of a multidisciplinary team. We've talked about our expert intervention. And so from a clinic standpoint, you have to have multiple people that can look at the puzzle. So multiple scopes, multiple eyes. And so you have to create that team, and then that team has to talk. And that takes a lot more effort, time, collaboration. The whole process is just a much bigger show. And that's hard. It's hard on all aspects of things. The next thing really, we kind of talked about it already, but the next big aspect is it's time consuming. I talked about how it's time consuming for practitioners to go back and do that really thorough look at the big picture, but it's really time consuming for you as well. And we won't sugarcoat that. Doing the easy program, the quick fix, the 6-week program, that's a lot easier and a lot less time consuming and emotionally consuming and, mind consuming for you. If you want to be present and, learn about yourself and be self-reflective and, talk about the exercise component of things and really look at the intention of why you're doing any given exercise that's given to you by your practitioner, creating that language with your practitioner, that relationship. That all takes time and energy from your practitioner's point of view, but also for you in your personal life. And, not just talking about exercises, like I said, that's an easy example, but for any of your health goals, if you want to be an active component where you're advocating for yourself, you're actively involved in each process, each step of your health goals, that is much more time consuming for you. It's going to get you the way better results in the end, but it's definitely more time consuming. The last thing I want to talk about is that it's not standard practice. It's not expected, which is so frustrating. It should be. But when you look at, the physio culture, the chiro culture, the AT culture, there's a really great example I like to give. Again, we're on the exercise just because it's easy. And, most people have had an injury at some point in time, a sprain, a strain, a break. So it's relatable. But as practitioners, we're taught very specific exercises for each injury. It's like giving each practitioner a toolbox and teaching them how to kind of apply each tool to each part of the body. So we learn these exercises, they're kind of standardized. And the expectation is you take that exercise, you implement it with your client, and they get better. And the problem is that there's a missing step there. I can give that exercise to you. You could find that exercise on social media, on Pinterest. You could Google external rotation for the shoulder, and it will pop up all this different stuff for you. But the problem is that the missing step is that exercise actually isn't for you. And so what has to happen is, myself as a practitioner, I have to take that exercise, I have to look at your anatomy, your biomechanics, your firing patterns, and then I have to look at how we can get the best use out of this exercise for you. Or is this the best exercise for you? And so we have to look and teach and create that language. And I might have to explain an exercise to you 20, 30, 40 different times before it clicks for you and you feel it right for you and you feel that proper engagement. Where are you feeling it? Why aren't you feeling it where I expect you to feel it? There's a whole dialogue and conversation that has to go around me giving you that exercise to make it curated for you so that you are going to get the most out of that exercise, and it's going to help you on your way to whatever goal you're trying to achieve. And so the exercise, like I said, it's an easy example, but that goes for all aspects of health and working towards all goals, is that we have to take all these tools or all these things that we've learned or, our experience with other patients that we've worked with, and we have to figure out how to fit that to your situation, to your life, to your activities of daily living, to your job, to the aspects of, what. See, I told you guys I was going to totally derail. Sorry, brain has shut off. Let me reboot. We need to take those things and make it really specific to whatever aspects come into your life. And we talked in life management about how that really does encompass everything that you are looking at in your life. And so that's really the gist of that. Curated content is so important to us that we've really worked hard to implement it into each aspect of things. And we actually have some really cool stuff coming down the pipeline for you guys to look up to. Our videos next that Danica and I are going to talk about are actually going to touch on this as well. But we have actually created a pilot program that we're running right now that is kind of trying to drive our curated delivery. And you're going to hear about that a little bit more next week. So keep your eyes open for it. But if you're enjoying this conversation that we're having about curated content, then you should join us. You should comment below, get all the notifications of our videos so that you can join the conversation. And we've listed off a lot of different ways that we're working towards curating our programming, our approach for you, but maybe there's something that we haven't thought about. So we'd love to hear from you guys. We love all the discussion. We've had some amazing people reach out to us during this process and share their insight or whatever experience they're going through. So keep it coming. We love hearing from all of you. So that's all for me today, guys, but I will see you next week. And on Monday, Danica will be joining you talking about our next topic. Have a great Friday, guys. Bye.